Hello again. This is our second video in a series that we will be developing for the Tai-Chi 24 common movements. Now, if you watched the first video, we ended at parting the wild horse's mane, the first one, which is on the left. So you ended at parting the wild horse's mane on the left. Now there's two other wild horse's mane, or we'll just call it horse's mane for short, in which we'll do one on the right and one on the left. So again, there's three, one left, one right, one left. So from our first wild horse's mane, this is where we ended. Now we have to make our transition in preparation for horse's mane on the right. So there are options here, modifications, however you want to approach this. One way is just to bring the right foot up, find your chi ball, and then slightly raise the right heel off the floor. Another way of doing this is bring the right foot into an empty stance or cat stance right. So you'll bring it and the ball of the right foot just barely hovers and you transition into chi ball. So it's all one fluid simultaneous movement. All right, so notice my left palm is on top, right palm is on the bottom. So we'll begin our progression into horse's mane on the right. So take a normal step to your right with your right foot. Once that right foot is set and you have your balance, this is where the palms will float towards one another. Right before they touch, they separate. So you'll move the right hand forward and the left hand will come towards your left hip. All right, so bring it back. We're in our stance. Left palm's on top. Palms are facing one another, so the right palm is on the bottom. And we step, comfortable step to the right. Right foot is planted. Palms float towards one another. Right before they touch, we move the right hand over right knee, and left palm comes by the left hip. All right, so we've ended at our second horse's mane on the right. Now let's prep for our horse's mane on the left. So shift your weight into your right foot so you can bring that left foot into an empty stance. All right, so bring it back. Now this time watch my hand movement. As I bring my left foot forward, I find my chi ball. Okay, so here we have our stance in preparation for one more horse's mane, last horse's mane on the left. So stepping left, find balance, palms float towards one another. Right before they touch, move the left palm right over that left knee, and right hand comes by the right hip. All right. So now let's work our way, going back to the first horse's mane, and we'll work our way up until the third horse's mane. So we ended over here at our horse's mane on the left. So you begin your transition, preparation for horse's mane on the right. Step right, palms move. And once those palms reach their point of origin or point of ending, we transition. And we step. Okay, so we'll bring it back. We'll do it one more time. Horse's mane, facing left. Begin your transition into your stance. And then step right. Now we finished our horse's mane on the right, so we transition. Empty stance left, stepping left. All right, so now we've done all three horses' mane. The next movement is referred to as white crane spreads wings. Now let me demonstrate the movement, all what it looks like in one fluid movement, so that you can, and we'll break it down. Okay, so if you notice there's multiple parts in this: footwork, arm work, which is all moving simultaneously. So we'll start breaking it down. Of course, we ended on horse's mane on the left. Now notice my transition. At first, you need to bring the right foot forward to where you're in a normal stance. Bring it back, and then bring it into normal stance. Now this is where we're going to add the right arm. So in essence, the right arm is going to lead that right leg. As I bring the right leg forward, the right arm rises. All right, come back. Now begin to bring the right foot forward, being led by that right arm, right hand. All right, come back. Now this time, watch the left arm. As your right side comes forward, the left arm comes down. In fact, that left palm comes by the left hip as if it's being placed on a flat surface like a table. So come back and transition, lead, right arm on the right, and the left palm comes by the left hip. Now this is almost the full completion of crane, but we got to finish it. Now once my right palm, which is, if you were looking at a clock, it's about 2 o'clock. The right palm will face my center line. Now again, that center line, it's an imaginary line that literally runs right down your middle. So the right palm is facing center line. Now, the right palm will cross center line. When it does, it begins to float down. As it floats down, the left palm, left hand rises. Okay, so come back here. Right palm faces your center. Move it across your center line. When it does, right palm faces down, floating down, left hand rises. And now, when your left hand is about shoulder height, it faces center line. Okay? So we'll bring it back and begin to cross center line with right hand. Left hand rises. And now left hand faces center line. And notice my right hand. It's about hip height, facing down. Now we're almost complete with this movement. So we have just one little more piece for our transition. Now watch my transition. We'll float down. Left palm is ready. I push it over and I turn. Okay, so this is where we complete our crane. So going back to the right hand crosses center line. When it does, it floats down. The left hand will begin to rise simultaneously as the right hand goes down. Right hand is shoulder height. It faces center. And it crosses center and we shift. Now the reason why we're shifting is because we're prepping for our next movement, brush, knee, push. I'll set the right foot down and I'll find an empty stance, cat stance, chi ball. Okay? So we're back here, starting the end of our crane. Notice the arm movement. Push the left hand across, it shifts. Now, watch how I transition one fluid movement in preparation for my brush knee push. Okay, did you notice? Notice this. This is a reference point in Tai Chi. This is a stance in which we come to a lot. So this will be like your basic stance, your basic preparation for whatever movement you're going into. So, going back to our crane, push across your center line with the right hand, float it down and let the left hand float up. When it's shoulder height, left palm faces center, push it across your center line and shift and lift those right toes. Your right heel is on the floor. Setting the right foot down, now find your chi ball. Okay, so now we're ready for our next movement, brush knee push. Brush knee push looks like similar to parting the wild horse's mane, but with some subtleties, some differences. So brush knee push, from here, now watch my right arm. When I step with my left foot, I push the right palm forward. Come back and watch and push. Come back again. Now this time, watch my left hand. As I'm pushing my right palm forward, the left hand makes a trip around my hip to the left side to where the left palm is facing down as if it were resting on a table. Bring it back in your stance and step and push. Now the reason we call it brush knee push because I'm pushing with my right hand and my left hand is as if I were brushing across my knee. That's why it's called brush knee push. All right, come back and step. Now, at the end of our first brush knee push, we have 2 more to go through. So part of our transition, we rock back so I can lift my left toes, turn them counterclockwise to about 10 o'clock, set the left foot down. As I set my left foot down, I bring my right foot, right leg into a stance or preparation. Now again, notice, this is my preparation stance. So to continue with my next brush knee push, we step with the right foot forward, push the left palm forward, right hand makes this journey around the hip to the right side, and bring it back. Hold your chi ball, find your balance, and step and push with the left hand. Right hand comes around and brushes that knee. Now for our next brush knee push, third one, last one, rocking back. Rotate your right foot, right toes clockwise to about 2 o'clock. Set it down and find your stance. Now, stepping again with the left foot, push with the right hand. Left hand makes this journey around to the left side. Okay, so now we've gone to horse's mane, crane, brush knee push. So let's combine all of those movements together. So starting from our first horse's mane on the left, at the end, we'll make our preparation for our transition into horse's mane on the right. So you'll find a stance or bring that right foot forward, holding your chi ball. Step right, horse's mane right. At the end of horse's mane on the right, we bring that left foot forward for our preparation for horse's mane on the left. Stepping left, horse's mane left. Now we have our crane. So we'll bring our right foot being led by our right arm forward. Pause here, set those hands up. Now let's bring the right hand across your center line. And then it begins to float down as we float the left hand up, shoulder height. Left palm faces center line. Cross this center line, we shift, raising those right toes. Right heel is on the floor. Find your stance for your preparation for brush knee push. So now you're stepping with the left foot, pushing with the right palm. Left hand makes its journey around to the left hip. Rock back. Adjust your left foot. Set it down. Find your stance. And brush knee. Now we have one more. Rock back. Set the right foot down. And brush knee. Okay. Now we have one more movement. So we've done horse's mane, crane, brush knee. Now the next one is referred to as playing guitar. Can also be referred to as playing the lute. It's basically an instrument, a guitar. And the movement, as you will see, looks like this, as if you're strumming a guitar. Now how we get there, at the end of brush knee push, so your right arm is extended. And again, your left hand is on the table on the left. So I'll bring my right foot forward. As I do, when it sits down, I pull my right hand back, extend my left hand. So this is the movement. Right foot comes forward, right hand comes back, left hand goes forward. All right, come back and begin the transition. Now, one more time. Okay, we have a little more to add to this. Once my hands are in place, this is where I shift my weight into my right foot, right leg, so that I can lift my left knee up. So I'm balancing. And from here, we're going to strum. So what it looks like from the side, at the end of brush knee push, bring the right leg up, pull the right hand back, extend left hand, lift left knee, strum. Now notice the fluidity. At the end of brush knee, right foot comes forward, pulling right hand back, extending left hand, lifting left knee, and strum. Now notice my left heel is on the mat, on the floor. Left toes are pointing up. Now, let's combine all of that together, starting from parting the wild horse's mane on the left, going all the way till we play guitar. I won't go slow. All right, find your stance at the end of parting wild horse's mane on the left. All right, I'll begin your transition, preparation for horse's mane on the right. Now step right. Now you should be arriving at the horse's mane, at the end of horse's mane on the right. Make your transition for preparation for horse's mane on the left, and step left. Now we are at the end of horse's mane on the left. So now we've done a total of 3 horse's mane. The next one is crane. I'll bring my right foot parallel even with my left foot, being led by the right arm, right hand. Left palm comes to my left hip. Now the right hand makes this journey across the center. As it does, it floats down. Left hand floats up, shoulder height, faces center. Push the hand across the center and shift. Now set the right foot down. Find your stance for brush knee push. Now step with the left foot, push with the right hand. Rock back, adjust your left foot, find your stance, brush knee push, rocking back, set the right foot down, find stance. Now brush knee push. All right, final movement for this section. Bring the right foot forward as you pull the right hand back, extending left hand. Now float the left knee up and strum. Float the left heel down. Good. All right. This concludes our second video for 24 common movements. If you have any questions, please post comments if you wish, or send me an email. I'll be glad to respond to any questions or suggestions that you may have. Appreciate your time. Thank you.